Yeah, I've just started. Okay, so before that, I'll just tell you one thing. See, your paper is of 50 marks, okay? And that you all know. Now that 50 marks also, I have divided into uh, three kind of aspects, okay? People could mute themselves, please. Yeah, okay, great. And that three parts will be, one will be multiple choice questions, second will be you need to draw proportionate and well labeled sketches, and third will be some answer in brief. Okay, so out of that, maybe see around 30 marks, 20 marks maybe for your multiple choice questions, 15 marks will be maybe for your sketches, and around 15 marks can be for your the brief answer questions wherein you need to write. So now I'll just tell you what kind of, to make your life a bit easier, and kind of even for me to how to gauge what you have written. So specifically for the longer answers, I feel you should always write in pointers and maybe highlight or underline the important points. For instance, if you're talking about say Doric order or ionic order. So in ionic order, if you're writing the characteristics of an ionic order, which is how different it is from Doric, like it has this feminine characteristic, it has your slender drum, then the flutes, the angle of the flutes are also different. So there are these, so obviously when you write it elaborately, but you can always underline these important pointers wherein it has these feminine attributes, where with respect to aesthetics, it was majorly developed on the Ionic coast. Okay, so these important pointers you write rather than writing a whole essay and a paragraph. You write that. I mean, many people kind of remember it like that. So I am no kind of apprehensions in that. But only thing it will make it easier for me to kind of for the person who is checking rather to kind of see and gauge what you have understood or not. Second thing is about sketches. So of course there will be suppose 15 to 20 marks, so 5 marks on one sketch. So of course if I say you have to write the whole sketch the whole Acropolis campus, so you need to on so there has to be when I say Acropolis campus, you need to, you will have majorly what one will see is how you have got those scales and proportions correct, like the distance between the erection and the Parthenon, or the Propylaea and the Parthenon, how the angles, how the in between spaces are crafted. Okay, of course you don't have to kind of draw it to the scale, but that capture of those particular aspects is correct or not, that is something when I say is proportionate sketches. If I talk about imperial Rome, how would draw a sketch of an imperial Rome, then again all those smaller objects or buildings that made imperial Rome, again the kind of their scale, like for instance the scale of a Colosseum is different from scale of a of the Pantheon. Okay, so that needs to be seen in the plan. You need to kind of sketch it accordingly. Okay, and the multiple choice questions, see in the question bank I'm giving you two things. One is the list of buildings which might kind of any of one might come for sketching, and another are these questions. Okay, there are almost 10 to 15 questions, and they are like answer in brief questions, which anything with permutation combination can come. Okay, so the main pointers or the main questions remains the same, but the way the language of course used in the exam will be a bit different. And in for the multiple choice questions, whatever is told, whatever I spoke in the lectures, from that only things will come. Okay, from the for the answer in brief, maybe you can do your own research, you can read things, you can see something, but for the multiple choice questions, it will be mostly from what I spoke during the lectures, nothing beyond that. So first of all, just be relax, don't stress a lot regarding this. Whatever we have we have kind of covered in our lectures, only that is going to come. Okay, any questions on this so far? Any questions on this? Regarding the paper format, you got to know now how is the paper format. Any specific questions on this?
No.
Yeah, Tanvi?
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. And meanwhile, you can type it out also, okay, in your in the chat box. Okay, I'll just share this. Yeah. So there are these different kind of different structure names I've given. So Erection, Parthenon. When I say Parthenon, it's a temple. You need to then in detail sketch out the temple, label its parts, the spatial elements that we spoke. When I'm talking about the Erection, you need to properly label the Erection plan. And when I say the whole Acropolis Hill campus, that means all these different structures together. And of course, then the level of detailing will change as the scale kind of increases. Then different types of Greek temples. When I'm talking about different types of Greek temples, if you remember, we had this in a lecture, we were talking about this vocabulary of Greek temples, wherein how different. So of course, I'll go through that once more. But how the nomenclature of a temple changes with respect to the number of columns, or with respect to the type of the porch that it has, or the number of columns in the porch are. Okay, so when I say different types of Greek temples, it's that. Then Doric order, Ionic order, Corinthian order, of course, without saying these, and of course, detailed kind of diagrams of it. We have it in the lecture, in the presentation. Then a typical Greek amphitheater. So again, we have a sketch of that, which is talking about different parts and what are those different parts said. A Greek agora, hill campus, then a typical Greek house. Then Roman. So, oh yeah, the Roman part we will cover in next class. I mean, maybe tomorrow's class. So we're talking about Roman aqueducts, Roman arch, Colosseum. So these are different list of buildings that I'm providing to the Imperial Forum, then types of concrete wall, and the plan of Imperial Rome. So just go through these list of structures that are given here, and kind of try to sketch them out with respect to plans, sections, elevations. Of course, where plans, sections, elevations are there, you need to kind of, when you're talking about Colosseum, of course, plan, section, and elevation is there, because in elevation you'll talk about different types of orders which are used at different level. In section you will talk about how the walls are used, and of course we have not covered that, but I'll go through that. The second thing are these questions. Okay, so when I'm talking about, so there are these simple questions. So when I'm saying that, explain the evolution of Greek orders through sketches and explain the difference between Doric and Ionic order. So now there are two questions in it, for instance, and if you have to answer a question which is of 7 marks or 8 marks, then accordingly you need to write it. Okay, these two questions briefly you need to write. The sketch will have half marks, and whatever the evolution part that you are describing, that will have half marks. Then elaborate through sketches the vocabulary of Greek temples and explain each of the spatial element, that is different types of spaces that the temple has. Also explain the role of temple as public and religious institution during the 5th century in Greek mainland. It's just, you look at it as what was the role of temples as an institution uh, um, in the Greek era. Okay, then explain the idea of space as envisaged by Greek architects and their strategies to achieve them. Also give example for the same. So when this comes, immediately you should remember the whole different strategies we spoke which were applied in Parthenon. Okay, the whole aspect of entasis, for the column. So the bulge, and how the plinth was raised somewhere and how it was tweaked. Then how the distance between the columns were increased and decreased. The distance between your triglyphs were increased and decreased. The metopes increase and decrease. Okay, then and fourth question is, yeah, explain in detail the construct of Acropolis and an idea of a polis as presented by the Greek philosophers. So what polis was, what was the typical construct of the polis, and of course then you talk about the whole setting of the Acropolis with respect to 3 buildings, because we in detail spoke about 2, that is Erechthon and Parthenon, and we briefly spoke about Propylaea. Okay, so whatever we have done, I expect only that. If there are, I know on Acropolis, if there are 8 buildings, we are not going to talk about 8 buildings, or you are not. It is not expected from you to write about those 8 buildings. Okay. If you write, great, but not necessary. Then explain a typical construct of Greek amphitheater with help of proportional sketches, and explain of idea of polychromy in brief. Now, I know we have spoken about polychromy in very, like a small detail, in not much depth, but we have spoken about how natural colors were used, which materials were used. So even if you write those 3 or 4 points, that's more than enough. Then elaborate in detail different ways used for the different ways that were used for the corrections in Parthenon. That means the Greek. So this also kind of accounts the Greek perception of space. Okay, so the role of public institutions in 5th century in Greek city-states, explain any one in detail through diagrams. So if you remember, we spoke about how social life was, and how social life for men and women were different. And when public institution I'm talking about, the example can be of an agora or a theater. Where if you give an exam, and when you are even talking about public institution, you have to talk about how social life and even how drama was important, and how these societal kind of values and societal issues were taken up in the drama, and they were presented as a story, narrated as a story to the audiences. Okay, so these were those roles of public institutions. They even so one of the main important role of the public institution was to set up a dialogue. Okay, that was one of the important roles. Then explain the idea of Roman urbanism and the city planning through example. That's what we covered last time. So when we're talking about Roman cities, you can say these different types, I mean the way Romans kind of referred the military camps that they built, and how the city of how Timgad was kind of planned. And you can draw the plan of Timgad, and if you want, you can draw a plan of Rome, because there's a difference, because Rome was layered, and Timgad is as it is raw, because it was never kind of layered with different other invaders or even other eras and built over. Okay, so this is how you can explain. And of course, we spoke about those different elements also, the perpendicular, the 2 main roads that they come, and how the roads intersect, and where they intersect, the forum lies, and that's how the other institutions or the other buildings also lie. Okay, then explain the idea of Roman urbanism, city planning with examples. So done, that's done. Yeah, what was the Roman idea of concrete and its characteristics? With sketches, you can explain 3 type of Roman concrete walls. That of course that these last 3 questions we will cover. Then explain the Roman engineering in Pantheon. That means you have to cover each and every aspect of Pantheon. Okay, so give a detailed account of Roman technology and revolution with examples. Now this is a very generic question. So in this you can cover different examples. You can even talk about Pantheon. You can talk about how they constructed aqueducts, how they constructed different arches, or how materiality played a very important role for them, and how Pantheon or Colosseum was conceived. Okay, so there are these 4-5 important points that you guys need to remember. For Roman, at least I know Greek we have covered very elaborately, but Roman we will have a very less time. So for Roman, I'm telling you these pinpointed kind of topics, and you need to just kind of maybe just be around those topics, and especially 4 buildings: Pantheon, Colosseum, Forum. Okay, I mean 3 buildings rather, and yeah, these 3 buildings, and of course other aspects, the city planning of Rome. Now, only if you cover these 4 topics, now the 4 buildings and the 4 topics, then your Roman architecture and the syllabus that we're talking about will be kind of covered. For the for Greek architecture, I have kind of given these elaborate questions therefore here. I'll send this to, I'll post it here itself, the PDF of these questions, so that this becomes your reference guide to kind of study each and every point, okay, along with the lectures. Yeah. Yeah. So any questions on these particular things? Do you want me to go through the Greek lectures just fat slide by slide and make you remember about some points? What do you want to do?
Like a brief revision, essentially.
Sorry?
Brief revision of the this
Yeah,
thing.
revision as in because we had, see, because I purposely took a revision class basically for Greek before, because we had done those classes, and for Rome we will do a class tomorrow and that will be done. So you will not need a revision class for Rome, but I think essentially for Greece I think you need it. But I don't know. First of all, you have any questions regarding the question bank that is there? The questions that I told, does it seem out of your reach to kind of do that, or what? Any questions, any anxieties that you have regarding this?
Yeah, I had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for the brief for those brief questions in which we have to give a written explanation. So we have to sketch for every question so as to support our explanation, or only if it's written in the question?
See, I will say where it is written, you have to definitely, but where it is not written, it is always, see, you are an architect, you know, it is always better to express through sketches. Okay. And even if you write elaborately, I don't have a problem with that. But I told you that you write in such a way that you highlight your important points, what you want to mention. Okay. So
Yeah,
it's
all
up to
right.
you. Yeah. Where it
Okay.
is mentioned, you will definitely have to. But it's always better to graphically present. Now it says 100 words. I mean, a drawing is worth 100 words. Yeah.
Ritika, for a lot of sketches, could you share the PDFs with us? Because what happens is there's not much time to take notes, and then recording में क्या होता है, the quality really drops, or even on the screen the quality kind of drops when we're watching the class. So PDFs, if we make our notes from the PDF, it will be easier to kind of remember a sketch, because कभी-कभी some details get missed when making notes of the recording
You
or
want
just
a
watching.
PDF of the sketches. Okay. I,
Or even just the PDFs of the lecture, because then we can find the sketches in those, no?
yeah. Yeah. Okay. I will give you the PDF of the sketches. I don't mind. And even I'll give you a PDF of a glossary also if I can. But yeah, sketches, so I'll do it before. Okay, fine. That's doable. I can do that. Not a problem.
Yeah, it
And
would
yeah,
save
I
time.
think, sorry.
No, I'm just saying that it would save us time also, because sometimes it's quicker to go through the PPT and remember things, while it might take a lot of time to go through each and every lecture. And we also have to study for other subjects as well.
No, so the lectures are there. Now I'll give you the PDF of the sketches. You also want the PDF of the presentation, you are saying?
That would also actually help, because then YouTube keeps buffering, and then like 1 घंटे का काम becomes more longer just
Okay,
to make notes.
okay, okay. And I think I just checked. There is one lecture which is not uploaded. It's there is because I think there is a video in it and it's giving some copyright issues. So it will be up, I think, today. So Kalpesh is kind of editing it or doing something. I don't know. Yeah.
Ritika, I don't think we will have some copyright issue because the channel isn't monetized, so we can just post anything. वो सिर्फ
He
claim आएगा
was not
because
able to.
we had gotten a copyright claim for construction also, but then I checked it out. तो कुछ हुआ नहीं था उसमें. It is just
That's
a
the thing,
normal.
because for theory also we were not able to upload one or two lectures, so we had to edit some videos. So it is not that everything can be uploaded. Okay,
Okay.
so there are though you take that rights and whatever, but all videos and all clips are not subscribed to that. So that part will be edited and put it up. Yeah, so that will be up by today, I think. Yeah. Anything else?
No,
Yeah,
I think
just
that's fine then. I think just the PDFs of the presentation and the sketches, so we can actually make notes, because right now my notes are all jumbled because वो lecture के बीच में it keeps going.
okay. Okay. Yeah, and one second, I'll just kind of Yeah, okay. So, but I'll still kind of run you through these presentations. So, there are some pointers written in these. They are not kind of highly elaborate one, but when you're talking about, so when you're talking about these role of temples, and there are these smaller pointers which are written, which talks about how in Mycenaean age and in Mesopotamian and Egyptian temples, how there are different way of seeing and building them. It's in very brief kind of written. Then these idea of permanence. Okay, so even materiality is also spoke. So we spoke about how information travel happened, because they kind of mainly used to go to Egypt for trade, and but before that these kind of materials were used, and mainly in domestic architecture, and then they started building these and then this question kind of comes, that why temples were only chosen to be built in stone. Then this whole idea of permanence that we spoke. So there are these always these questions plugged in, what was the idea of temple, what was the idea of change in material, what was the whole idea, what was this whole idea of permanence, and from where it got, and why this youth scale that kind of Greeks started kind of adopting. Okay, then yeah, the question of wood versus stone, wherein how these direct details were copied into stone, and that's how these all these kind of aspects of these triglyphs, that metopes kind of came into existence. Because what was happening is, see, wood as a material is has its own attribute, and the way when you combine different elements of wood together, you need to and you kind of, what do you say, you join them. There's a different way to do that. And at the same time, if you build something with stone, and different stone elements, if they come together and you join them, of course there's a different way of doing that because of the material attribute. But here it was like thoroughly copied, and that's how the whole kind of system and whole of this, the these kind of system of aesthetics came into order. Then yeah, this was an early temple. Then how terracotta was used only in the roof. So there was this temple which had combination of stone, wood, and terracotta. Very early temple. So this was like a whole transition into of materials. Pehle it was all wood. Then, because we know that there was this one of the Roman travelers who saw a wooden column existing in the one of the temples, and that's how one realizes that first the material used was totally wood. Then it kind of then terracotta was introduced. Then stone was introduced. Then even they experimented with mix of these materials, like composite constructions we have. And then finally they kind of settle down to this whole idea of stone. And of course we know that, if you remember again, I'll go to that first lecture, wherein we have this timeline of ancient Greek, then classical Greek, then dark ages in the Greek also architecture, and then the Hellenistic period. So you don't have to remember these period, but what I mean to tell you here is that we have covered, like, we have time traveled a lot. I mean, we have covered lot of centuries. So of course, if they started building stone with stone in some century, then at least till they, after experimentation of these over these years, they of course developed their own methods and own systems, and that's how a system of orders was kind of born. And it had a very typical way to assemble. Majorly, again, why the system of order was born is because of Greeks architects, the way they kind of wanted to detail every aspect. So every joinery, every element of the column where it joins, there was an aesthetic system associated to it, and that's how these kind of orders came into place. Okay. Then yeah, this is what I was talking about, the vocabulary of the Greek temples. You have these diagrams, you have these different spatial characteristics. Then these are the different types, when I was telling that how, depending upon the different types of columns, and even you can say these are like some pseudo columns which are kind of jutting out of the wall and not very independent of the wall. Okay, you can't see this as a very independent layer of columns here. Okay. Yeah, these were two examples. You can also give these examples, and because you're not talking in detail about the Parthenon and the whole setting and the corrections done here. But when you're talking about these different types of temples, if you just talk about this, 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 and give these two examples, it's more than enough. Okay. So yeah, the Greek orders, these are the typical types of typical parts of a column. Then these are your Greek orders, different orders, and I'm talking about here. Yeah, these are in detail sketches. Then yeah, when you're talking about, so if it's a question comes that explain Greek and Doric order and kind of tell the differences. So if you're explaining a Doric order, and if you're explaining an Ionic order, you can also give the example of this temple, which is a very one of the efficient kind of one of the very what do you say, very beautifully crafted Ionic columns are here. They are like reference to everyone. This I've told you. I've spoken in the lecture this. Then these are this main differences that you have. Corinthian is a fun order. So yeah, and again here one of the important aspect when it is coming to materials, that how there was a difference between Greek and Egyptian stone preparation. Okay, and how the stones were bought on site and then crafted, or they were already crafted then bought on site, and that's how the Greeks could more give intensely intensely give a lot of effort to the detailing and of course that was again more carried forward by the Romans. These are some examples, not necessary that you have to kind of remember, but there is something. Yeah, this is the, yeah, of course in Italy also you have temples. Then we are talking about Parthenon. So these were very important two things. Okay, when we are talking about what was Greek architects' idea of space and what they wanted to achieve. So though they had got, so the system was very simple. It was a tabulated column and beam system. But there are these two things that they had in mind. One was human experience, this whole idea of experience, and one was perspective, because they had solved these questions of idea of permanence because they got the materials from, they got this idea of stone as a material from Egypt. And even they also borrowed the system from there. Now they had to work more on to enhance the experience. So of course there were in parallel there were other things which were developing. So when we are talking about perspective, they knew that our human perspective is a flawed, human vision is a flawed vision. Okay, we kind of see things in perspective. So they have wanted to correct it. So now how to correct it? They started making the small tweaks in the building. And second was human experience, which they experimented with scales. So when I'm talking about these two things, kind of becomes one of major agendas of Greeks. If at all asked that what was the main idea of space that the Greeks kind of had envisaged. Now this is a very typical plan of a polis. Okay, and this is the whole campus of Acropolis. So when someone asks you what draw the sketch of the whole campus, then you need to draw this. And when I say that please maintain the scales and proportions, then तुम्हारा erectium और Parthenon से बड़ा नहीं दिखना चाहिए. Okay, you need to maintain this whole proportions. It needs to be at a certain angle. It needs to kind of have these scales of these in between spaces properly maintained. Okay. Then yeah, I think from this, these are important points when we are talking about different strategies that they use to correct the human correct these perspective changes that they made. So entasis is one of the important aspect. You can elaborate on it. Second is about making these smaller tweaks in the column, how they kind of made tweaks in the plinth. The middle part was raised, the corner part was kind of pushed in. And yeah, so these are important sketches here. You can see these. yeah, how the metopes and the triglyphs and the distance between the columns, what happens if the distance between the column is equal, what happens if it is unequal, and even what happens at the top band. Then how the math was worked out, it was always x is equal to 2y plus 1. X means this part, and y is this. So I think here it was 8 and here it was 17. 8 columns, and then here are 17 columns, which is 2 into 8 plus 1. And this math was applied everywhere. Almost this equation was applied everywhere. So these are the points while describing the tweaks that they did for the Parthenon. Then Erechteum, again, an important building, why it is important is the way it has been planned very differently, not in a very geometric way. Is again why, because for the purpose it was used, because it represented the whole narrative of the myth, how Athens was kind of formed, the court of the sacred court of olive tree. Then and then there is one more kind of a space which kind of represents the saltwater spring and all that. So this also is a very important building, and these simple sketches wherein you are basically talking about the terrain and the whole scale. Here also you are talking about how the court is also included into it. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, these are different information that if you wish, you can also talk about how the transformations in Parthenon took place, but that's fine. And yeah, this is a very brief note on polychromy. Then yeah, then I think here we talk about institutions, majorly Agora, and what was the kind of social life, what was the most important, why it was. So the idea of public institution you're talking here. Um, then yeah, this can be when we are talking about Agora, you need to kind of sketch this whole campus kind of a plan wherein you're talking about these different stuas which came into existence later. This is a plan of a typical stua. um, then yeah, I mean, this is what briefly, and this is again a different Agora wherein again this is a very kind of a strict geometric pattern, because this was a city of Miletus, which was very different. um, then we come to Greek amphitheaters. One of the very important aspect of these Greek amphitheaters was that they always were in a setting and very much in respect to the terrain. They always sat where the slope was. This was a major difference between the Greek and the Roman amphitheater. Okay, because the Roman amphitheaters were designed like an objects in the city, but the Greek amphitheaters were always very sensitive towards the landscape, and they used to always sit on a terrain where it's seamless. It felt like the seamlessly kind of a part of your topography. Yeah, this is some elaboration of Greek drama, the idea of drama, and yeah, I think yeah, this is a very typical plan of amphitheater and different parts. And this is one of the examples. You have measurements with and you have these measurements with it, so that also kind of gives emphasis when you give an example with typical measurements also. And I mean, this was just for your reference. You can also mention this. Again, one of the important difference between the Greek and the Roman amphitheater, wherein they even kind of enhanced the whole acoustics later, wherein this orchestra part, instead of circle, became semicircle. Okay. So yeah, I thought these two were very important lectures. So I just thought I'll give you a recap of those two. Um, Rest I'll send the PDFs of the lectures also, not a problem. And yeah, I mean, now we are just remaining with one lecture that will be tomorrow. And after it will be a bit longer, because I'll have to talk about those remaining two buildings, and even a quick recap about the first lecture. So I feel this much is okay for your preparation, or if you want anything more that we should discuss, Please let me know.
Ritika, one thing I wanted to ask was, usually when we have sketches or a paper pattern like this, the time frame is of
Hello, I can't hear you, Shravan. I can't hear you, Shravan.
and uh,
I can't hear you.
humanities paper last sem had
Am I audible?
Hello, I can't hear you. I
Hello.
mean, can everyone hear him or only I can't?
We
Hello.
can't, we can't also hear him.
Hello.
Shravan, your voice is cracking. So
Shravan, can you please type what you want, what doubt you have? Till then, if anyone else has any kind of a thing that no, we will like what recap we had. Maybe you want one more recap, or I don't know. I mean, because see, tomorrow again at this time we'll have one small lecture. I'm sorry I have to keep it in this time because we have lots of meetings going on for next semesters and even our external vivas are going on. So I only have this time free. Yeah, Bhavika was saying something.
Yeah, Ritika, so when you said that we have to make plans, sections, and elevations, so do we have to make it in the amount of detail that is shown in the presentations? Because the time frame given, it will be very difficult to complete the paper.
There are 2 hours ना 2 घंटा है उसमें से तुम्हारा multiple choice question भी है ना. You don't have to write a lot of things. You don't have to, and you don't have to draft this ना Bhavika. These are just to make sketches. Fat. These are chink sketches. So haven't you seen how he makes the sketches? There are basic amount of details that are there. They are not elaborate. I'm not showing you Fletcher का sketches. If you see Fletcher's का sketches ना तुम तो बोलोगे कि क्या हो गया. I mean. So I don't think we are of course sensitive enough to know that you have 2 hours of time. So we are not telling you to draft it. You have to sketch it. You don't have to take a scale and draft it. So and a major part of your this thing is multiple choice question. So where there you don't have to write. You just have to take a option. I think Shravan is writing something, but I can't see it in the chat. There's a issue with my net only. Yeah. Any more questions? Can anyone please read what is Shravan writing? I can't see the chat only.
It's not there in the chat.
Then where is he writing?
The chat box is empty.
Yeah, the chat box is empty. I thought my internet.
I can read it. So he's saying
Acha, yeah.
usually we have sketches in 3-hour papers, and the humanities paper last sem had no sketches, just 4 short answer questions for 2 hours. And construction and services have a similar pattern, and those are 3-hour papers. I think if you go back.
I can see that. I can see the post. Yeah. Thanks, Rati. No, Shravan, the thing is that we are not drafting here. In construction, you need to draft. Okay. Here we are not drafting. In construction, you need to draft and you need to write elaborate answers also. And as I have said that, as Aradhya asked, where it is not asked, you don't have to sketch. But as architects, it is expected that you explain more graphically rather than verbally. But that is up to you. Where it is not asked, not necessary that you have to sketch. Okay, and
But
as I
even in
said,
construction, I think for the online this thing, it's all sketched only. Like there's no drafting because we were sketching out in construction and services also. We were just sketching out a rough sketch of the answers.
yeah, but in construction you don't have a multiple choice question also now. Here you are already having multiple choice questions, which is almost what 25 marks or 20 marks. I mean, I don't know. I have to see. But yeah, it's of course 25 20 to minimum marks hai uska. And the rest of the 30 marks you have to cover like this. And where you have to write also. So there's no, I don't think so there's any problem with this. You don't have to elaborately write anything. Na? Construction you have to write both, do both.
Because even the last time humanities paper was just like four like written answer questions, and it was a very short paper. That's why it was 2 hours. And उसमें भी like I think
बट
कुछ लोग का 2 or something.
ह्यूमैनिटीज का पेपर तेरा 80 मार्क का था ना कि 50 मार्क का ही था?
50 only, I think.
50, then it would be for 2 hours only, not 3 hours.
Yeah, it was 2 hours, but we only had 4 questions, which we only had to write. And in services, we had MCQ and questions where we had to sketch. And in construction, we only had sketches. And
Yeah, I know the format of your
In
services paper.
construction.
So that's what your services paper was like. You had your MCQs and then you had some sketches and I think you had a problem to solve. So it will be like that
Yeah.
only. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a 3-hour paper. Because
Sorry?
it's almost very similar to the services pattern, and services was a 3-hour paper.
Sorry?
And उसमें I'm pretty sure it was a 3-hour paper because time लग रहा था to solve to do the. I mean, I think there was like one numerical, so then that was the same time as the sketch. I think it was pretty much a sketching question only
Yeah, so
in
you
terms of time.
sketch, you see where it is not written that don't sketch, you don't sketch. Simple. You just write. You don't sketch. Where it is written ki sketch, then you sketch. So of course ऐसा नहीं है कि you will of course get a choice ना. अगर multiple choice question भी है उसमें अगर तुम्हें 15 question solve करने हैं तो questions तो 20 रहेंगे. जैसे sketch भी करना है अगर तो अगर या फिर the last question that you have wherein the elaborate वाला question. So it will be like answer whatever question, one or question or two questions, and you will have choice ना कि 4 questions में से answer 1 या 5 question में से answer 2. So you can select. So it will all be balanced. It will not be like everything sketch. It will all be balanced. Don't worry.
So the long questions will be less than what we have in construction, basically, right?
Of course. You don't have to. Right. Long
Because I
question.
think services we have this thing, so I think then it'll be less written answer questions than services. So then that would balance out for 1 hour. But yeah. Just to kind of clarify and give us an idea of how to prepare, how many sketches will be asked in the paper roughly? Like sketch questions?
श्रवण यार ऐसे तो मुझे पूरा पेपर ही बताना पड़ेगा ना फिर तुम्हें.
No, मतलब like just the number of sketches, so that then we also
No,
can kind of prepare for the time.
So you prepare the list of figures that I have given. You prepare those list of figures. Now that's it.
No, not which sketches, but how many sketches will like be out of 15 you'll ask 2 or something like that, or how will it be?
No, I can't tell you that detail. No.
Okay.
I wanted to ask, like in the MCQs, is it like one answer is correct or more than one answer is correct? Because last time in services, more than one answer was correct. So I'm just like.
No, see where it is needed, it will be more than one answer. Like for instance, if I'm talking about, if you talk about, suppose I'm talking about a pyramid, and I'm saying what are the attributes of the pyramid, okay, and there are like 5 given to you, 5 options given to you. उसमें से 3 valid है, 2 नहीं है. So.
Acha, okay. So how many ever correct? Okay, cool.
Yeah, and see where it is that answer is one just not one but more than one. It will be mentioned, of course, that mark whichever you feel. I mean, it's not just one.
Okay, thank
you.
You
can even true or false somewhere. It's not necessary कि 4 options ही है हर बार, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, anyone else? So tomorrow this time suits you all, right? Or no?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, then if no one has no question, then I think we can call it a day today. And tomorrow again at the same time.
About the perspective sketches, Ritika, sorry. Usme do we exaggerate the perspective a bit, or it's fine if we just draw it as a regular perspective would be of the height, because like it won't be perfectly vertical, like if you look at the columns from the bottom.
No.
Do we exaggerate that perspective?
No. It depends on you, the way you want to explain. I just need to know that you have understood it. Even if you exaggerate and you write it that way, I'm okay with it. I just need to gauge that you have got the gist of it. That's it.
Right, like the column is shrinking towards the top, so in a normal perspective, that
Yeah.
height is
So,
changed.
what is the concept of entasis? You know, what is the meaning
Yeah,
of that? What is the basic concept of that? And that's how it has been
yeah.
applied. That's it.
Okay.
See, we don't expect a very crisp sketches. We all know. Everyone knows that. So don't get intimidated by seeing those sketches. But at least you should have the basic scales and proportions correct. I know a lot of you are scared or paranoid about sketching, but at least you have to, how will you express yourself then? Don't stress about the whole aspect of exam, okay? That's the one thing I have to tell you. That's it. Anything else? Okay. Meanwhile, I'll send you all the files. You can then forward it to the class. Okay? You
Okay,
give
thank
me
you.
your ID, right? Yeah, the question bank and even the even the lecture PDFs.
Okay, okay, no
All
problem.
right, thank you.
Yeah. Is someone saying something? Please feel free to ask. Not more about the question paper, but anything else? Okay, I think everyone is okay about it now. So yeah. So okay, we end it for today, and tomorrow same time we meet.